Good morning. Today we are starting chapter 11. Name of the heading Thermal Properties of Matter. Here we are studying about heat. We have to define the heat. Heat means what? It is the substances in the substance which is converted from one body to another body. The energy which is converted from one body to another body, then we can call it as heat. When we are transferring the energy from one form to another form, the temperature will be different. Temperature will be different. It does not remain same. It will be different. Then we can call it as what? Heat. Now next, in this case we are studying about the temperature. Temperature means what? It is a substance which is used to measure the degree of hotness and the coldness of a body. Hotness and coldness of a body. We can call it as temperature. Temperature means what? It is a substance which is used to find the degree of the hotness and the coldness of a substance or a body. Then we can call it as temperature. Here temperature, it can be measured. The temperature which is used the device to measure the temperature, we are calling it as thermometer. It is an instrument which is used to measure the temperature. Here there will be a different scales. Okay, thermometer means what? It is an instrument which is used to measure the temperature. Next here, there are different types of the temperature. One, we have to study about the scales in the temperature. One is your Celsius scale, one is Fahrenheit scale, and other one is your Kelvin scale. First one scale is Celsius scale. Second, Fahrenheit scale, and last one is your Kelvin scale. These are the some scales which we are using in our temperature or the thermometer. In this, we have to study about the ice point. Ice point. The ice point of the Celsius scale, we are considering 0 degrees Celsius. Next, Fahrenheit scale, we are considering 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, Kelvin scale, 273 degree Kelvin, or we can write 273.15. Next is the steam point. In the steam point, in the Celsius scale, we are considering 100 degrees Celsius. Next, in the Fahrenheit scale, we are considering 272. In the Fahrenheit, we are considering the degree as 212 Fahrenheit. 12 degree Fahrenheit. And last one, we are considering 373 degree Kelvin. These are the steam point. Next, in the last, we are considering the number of divisions. How many divisions are present on this scale? In the Celsius scale, there will be 100. And in the Fahrenheit scale, there will be 180 scale. And last one, Kelvin scale, it will be 100. These are the number of the divisions which is present on your scale. That is your Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, and the Kelvin scale. Here again we have to find the relation between the Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, and other one is your Kelvin scale. Just we are finding the relation. Now according to the relation, first we can write Celsius scale. We can write Tc minus we can write 0 degrees Celsius. Divided by how many divisions are there? 100 is equal to. Second, we are considering the Fahrenheit scale. Tf minus how many is there? 32 degree Fahrenheit. Total division 180. Next, last one is Kelvin scale, or this can be also written as capital T. T means what? Temperature in the Kelvin. Minus we are taking 273 divided by how many divisions? 100 divisions. This is the relation between your Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, and another one is your Kelvin scale. Now next we are studying about the heat. When we apply heat to the substances or heat to the body, what will happen? We have to study. Effect due to the heat. When we are applying heat on a body, there will be change in the the temperature. Or increase in the temperature and decrease in the density. There will be decrease in the density. Density can be denoted as rho. Next, when we are applying heat to any body, there will be also change in the state. Change in state. Either it may be solid, liquid or a gas. And also there will be a change in the chemical composition. Chemical composition. These are the some points when we apply heat to any body, what will happen? We have to study. There will be change in the temperature, decrease in the density, change in the state or change in the chemical composition. Now here next we have studied the thermal expansion. Thermal expansion. Thermal means we have to know that it is a heating substance. Now next we have to define the thermal expansion. To define the thermal expansion, just we are telling that it is the change or change in the increase of a body. Change in the increase of a body when heat is supplied to it. When heat is supplied to it. Then we can call it as thermal expansion. Thermal expansion can be defined as the increase of a body. When heat is supplied to it, we can call it as thermal expansion. This thermal expansion is divided into three types. First one we are calling linear expansion. Second one, area expansion. Third one, value expansion. These are the three types of thermal expansion. First one linear, second one area, third one is your value. Here we are considering first one, that is your linear expansion. Now, first to explain about the linear expansion, first we have to know the definition of the thermal expansion. What we have told here, just increase in a body. When heat is supplied to it, then we can call it thermal expansion. In the same way, we have to define the linear expansion. Linear expansion can be defined as increase in the length. Increase in length when heat is supplied to a body. When heat is supplied to a body. Is called linear expansion. It can be defined as increase in the length when heat is supplied to a body, then we can call it as linear expansion. This linear expansion can be denoted as alpha. It can be denoted as alpha. By using this, again we have to study the coefficient of the linear expansion. Coefficient of linear expansion. Here we are considering the one equation. Now next, this coefficient of the linear expansion can be denoted as what? Alpha. Alpha is equal to, see here, alpha is equal to, we are considering L2 minus L1 whole divided by L1 into T2 minus T1. Or it can be also written as dL by L into 1 by dt. This can be also written as dL by L into 1 by dt. Now here alpha is equal to L2 minus L1. L1 is the length at a temperature T1 degree Celsius. At a temperature T1 degree Celsius. L2 is the length at T2 degree Celsius. Next, T1 and T2 are the temperature. Next, we have taken here dl. dl is equal to what? Increase in the length, that is L2 minus L1. the value of dl we are considering L2 minus L1. Next here we have taken dt. dt is equal to increase in the temperature T2 minus T1. dt is equal to T2 minus T1. Therefore we can define that coefficient of the linear expansion can be defined as increase in the fractional or fractional increase in the length. Fractional increase in the length, that is dl by L, per unit degree rise in the temperature. Per unit degree rise in the temperature, then we can call it as what? Coefficient of the linear expansion. See here, to define this, just we are telling that fractional increase in the length and per unit degree rise in the temperature, we can call it as coefficient of the linear expansion. Second one is your area expansion. Second one we are considering about the area expansion. Now again we have to define the area expansion. Increase in the area. Increase in area when the heat is supplied to a body or heat is supplied to a substance, then we can call it as area expansion. Next, this can be denoted or the coefficient of area expansion coefficient of the area expansion can be denoted as beta. Beta is equal to, again we are considering A2 minus A1 whole divided by A1. Change in the temperature T2 minus T1. Or this can be also written in the form of dA by A into 1 by dt, where dA is equal to A2 minus A1, dt is equal to T2 minus T1. We know that A2 or A1 is the area at a temperature T1 degree Celsius. Area at T1 degree Celsius. A2 is the area at T2 degree Celsius. Next, we know that dA is equal to what we are considering? A2 minus A1. Increase in the length, increase in the area. Next, dt is equal to T2 minus T1. That is increase in the temperature. Now next, the coefficient of the area of the expansion can be defined as the fractional change in the area per unit degree rise in the temperature. The fractional change in the area per unit degree rise in the temperature, then we can call it as coefficient of the area expansion. Now last one is your volume expansion. Volume expansion. Here also we are telling that increase in the volume when heat is supplied to a body or heat is supplied to a substance. Increase in the volume when heat is supplied or heat is applied to a body, then we can call it as what? Volume expansion. It can, the coefficient of the volume expansion. The coefficient of the volume expansion can be denoted as gamma. Gamma is equal to, we are considering V2 minus V1 whole divided by V1 into T2 minus T1. Again we are writing same way dV by V into 1 by dt. Where dV is equal to, we are considering V2 minus V1. dt is equal to T2 minus T1. Next, here we have to define the coefficient of the volume of the expansion. It can be defined as the fractional change in the volume per unit rise or per unit degree rise in the temperature, then we can call it as volume expansion. Okay, in the same way again we have to study the SI unit of all the coefficient. The coefficient of the area expansion, the coefficient of the linear expansion, and last one is the coefficient of the volume expansion. The SI unit for all the three is per Kelvin. The SI unit for all the three is per Kelvin. It can be read as per Kelvin. Now the relation between alpha, beta and gamma can be written as alpha is equal to beta by 2 is equal to gamma by 3. This is the relation for your alpha, beta and the gamma.